All right, so here we go. First time we're doing this, I believe we're calling this the All 22. So we're picking 5 plays each and every week where we're breaking down different plays that may have had a huge impact on the game. For Packers Vikings, we start really, I mean, the first half was just a disaster. I don't think there was much to learn from there. So I've got the interception. The first play we're going to talk about is Jordan Love's interception. The situation is the Packers are on their own 27. It's 3rd and 8. The score of the game currently choose 17-3. So we have 2 different angles we can look at. Anytime you want me to stop, just let me know. There is 8 minutes, 8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
So just kind of a typical, you got 2 receivers stacked on top here.
It's a double wing set. That's what's called double wing balance set.
All right.
Strength is considered down below.
On the right-hand side. So here we go. Jordan Love takes the shot downfield and ends up being intercepted.
All right. So the first thing I notice here, if you can go back, Gabe, Reed looks to me as a clear out guy.
Right. So that's
his job
obviously the
is to clear him out, get that safety out of there for the end route up top, which I believe is Dobbs. Now go back to that.
Yep.
Now the first thing I notice out of Dobbs is it's a very lazy route. So his defender is 7 yards off of him, and he's still getting jammed. But now it wasn't. Okay, that guy jumped him. But it distracted his route enough where his eyes shouldn't even be looking at the defender on him. My belief is he's the number 1 read. So his eyes should be inside to that inside linebacker once the guy clears out.
So again, at the start here, though, like everybody, is kind of up against the line of scrimmage. You see the couple of safeties there, and then everybody kind of backs out.
Pre-snap read is its man, which they don't go to. They go to a zone.
Yeah.
But his eyes should immediately be inside because the guy on the outside shade of him is not affecting his route in any way. So when he sees that guy not really buzz to him, he has to get inside of him. And why he bends it out, I mean, initially I understand that it's all based upon windows. Okay, you have your first window, that's the option when we call that just a basic cross. You have the first window, which you have the ability to stop. You have the second window, which is predominantly the window you choose if it's man. And your third window is the window that you would normally choose if it's, the second window would be if it's zone. Third window is if it's man. The third window, he's got to continue to run to get away from man. So the most important thing for Dobbs here is to get at least inside of the hatch.
And Love is ready to throw here at the top of the drop, so the timing's way off.
The timing is so far off.
Because Dobbs up here is just getting into his break now, and kind of where he's looking for is this kind of open middle part of the field, right?
Yes.
And
so what he should be doing is wrapping it right around the guy on the 35, 2 yards outside of the hash.
And then obviously
now, if you look, see typically what's supposed to happen, and it happens too slow, and this is a coaching point. You see the 2 backs that are crossing in the backfield?
Mm-hmm.
That is meant to pull the linebackers out of there to open up that second window because it's against zone. You see what I'm saying? Run that back one more time.
Yeah, we'll get to the backs here. I think we'll get a better look at the backs from the end zone view here.
So I understand that the backs have to check. They have check responsibility, and yes, they are showing blitz. That's why Aaron Jones is so tight there. But once you determine that there isn't a blitz, man, you gotta go. You just don't have time. All right, run it. You see how my guess is, Aaron, you're responsible for 58.
Okay.
58 slides. You gotta go right now to get all this mush here, the 3 guys right here, it looks like they're in dime or nickel, out of there so that window pops open right behind them. So let it run.
You kind of got jammed up there.
But you see how they're crossing with the tight ends? That route is specifically designed to pull those backers out of there, and then it leaves them an option if it's man as a throwable option, which it is. It's zone.
So that brings us now to our second play that we're going to break down here.
Everything there, one more thing, Gabe, just everything there to me seems slow and it's not meshing with the quarterback's drop.
Which is a huge problem.
Huge problem.
Brings us to this. This is going to be the biggest offensive play of the game that they had, which is interesting to me because Matt LaFleur on Monday said that Jaden Reed ended up running the wrong route, but obviously the Packers got a good result out of it. Jaden Reed working out of the slot right here as he just kind of takes it up the field and ends up in a soft spot, like nobody's there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So
that's just what we call an all go concept. Now, the one thing I would say about that is he's got to be wider. Okay. So he's got to be wider. His aiming point is 2 yards inside the number to put stress on that safety there, because up top, the tight end in the slot is running the same route. So the most important thing on this route is spacing, right? Because you want to put pressure on that free safety and have a farther way to go. Now the tight end is too tight too. He should be another 2 yards closer to the numbers, and Jaden Reed should be there. It's what we call an all-go concept, except they're running outs on the outside.
Yeah, so they ran the outs on the outside, which kind of gets to the attention of the outside defender, and then you've got the one defender. So essentially, if I'm following along with you, one defender for two players.
So it's all go, Gabe, because this is just an all-go concept. We did the same thing when I played, right? The target points for all receivers is the guys on the sidelines are 5 yards from the sideline, and the inside guys are 2 yards inside the hash. So the play works out, but it's still, if I was to grade both of these players, I would give them a 0. Nice catch, good play, positive play, but technique was wrong.
But the technique was off.
Yeah.
So that ends up being one of the Packers' biggest plays.
Yeah. But this is what I talk about, attention to detail.
Yeah.
This is something they should beat into the heads, and coaches say, look at your aiming point. Your aiming point is 2 yards inside the numbers to put maximum stress on that free safety.
Brings us to our next play, which is going to be later in the game. Into the fourth quarter as the Packers are trying to punch the ball into the end zone. So this is kind of the end of the previous play. So now we're looking at, for the Packers here, it is 3rd and 5 on the Minnesota 10. And they're trying to get this ball, again, they kind of a late throw there from Jordan Love, but so 3rd and 5 here first. We're going to run these two plays back to back because we have a 3rd and 5 and a 4th and 5 from Minnesota's 10. They're down 24-10, so they're going to go for it both about halfway through the fourth quarter here, Chu. So this is the 3rd and 5 play. So 3 receivers bunched to the bottom, to the left of the screen, single tight end on the right, and then Aaron Jones to the left there of Jordan Love. So we'll roll the play. Tell me what you see.
Well, I see it.
The fact that you're laughing before we get anywhere is never a good thing.
I see an incredible lazy route by Jordan Reed. Now, when you're in the red zone, things speed up, so you have to play faster.
So you kind of got jammed there.
Taking edge.
So
it's a viable throw. I mean, Jordan should have probably delivered it there, but the ball was already out.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the ball's out at this point. He's trying to get it to Romeo Doubs up here, and
that's not the throw.
That's a tight window.
Now, to me, looking at that, Jordan's way too quick. I know he feels the pressure collapsing around him, but he's just too fast. He's not giving, even though Reed is what I would call a lazy route, he still has an opportunity to deliver to him. So he has to learn, how to handle that pressure, because he still had another half of a click to throw the ball.
I mean, because that's a relatively clean pocket we can see from here.
That's not the pre-snap read. That is telling you already that's not the throw. Now, another thing I look at there, Gabe,
was that, well, I mean, kind of looking at it from this end zone, was he maybe trying to throw it to Reed and Reed just cut off his route, so it ends up stealing behind him?
See, I'm not. When they're bunched up like that, what happens is a defense calls it spaghetti and they're afraid of crossing routes. But what it does, it doesn't clean up your box, right? I don't know if they need to do this here. I think separation would give Jordan a a quicker read where if they weren't bunched together, you could still get the same effect if they were spread out.
Yeah.
And then you remove some players to give it a cleaner look.
So I was incorrect. This was the 4th down play. So prior to that, we'll just quickly go back to the 3rd down play that they ran from the 10-yard line here.
So on that play, I would give Jordan a 0, and I would, you could give him a 0- and Reed a 0- because he's got to run that route quicker.
So this is
So
this is the 3rd down play now. This is the 3rd and 5 play.
If I was coaching Reed on this play, right, you want to get to the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would widen that defender with my first 2 steps, and then I would attack his inside shoulder. And then I would teach him to flipper him, not push off, just a quick flipper. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like low throw in a way where he's the only one that can catch
Because
it.
this part of the, I mean, I'm guessing this is where you want to throw this here. Again, this is the third and 5. They can still pick up a 1st down at the 5, but it's 3rd and 5. The previous play was the 4th and 5. And it looks like that could be there, but I don't know if Jordan Love just didn't trust it. I don't know if that's not the first read. He ends up kind of throwing this fade route to Christian Watson at the top of the screen, which Christian gets 2 hands on, but then it gets knocked away.
But that's a tweener throw. I don't know what they're trying to do there. At the in that instance, I would either go back shoulder or throw it up and let him get it.
It's kind of a throw it up and go get a back shoulder.
I don't know what they're being coached there. Yeah.
Okay, and then the final play that we're going to run over here, after they get the fumble, they are facing a 2nd and 9 from Minnesota's 14. Once I get that play up here. Again, this is later in, they kind of knocking on, there's kind of a last gasp here, trying to get the ball into the end zone. This is 2nd and 9 from Minnesota's 14. 5:20 left in the ballgame. Packers trailing 24-10.
Go back to the start so I can just see the formation.
So here we go on the formation.
Okay.
Oh, and now we just got booted off. Hold on, we'll get it back up there. Get it back up there.
But what happens in those situations when you have bunches? When they bunch receivers like that, LaFleur's believing that they're going to be in man. Right?
Okay.
So obviously, I mean, I know they're young. They have to learn that, okay, just because he calls a plays where it's bunched up, it's not always going to be man.
Mhm.
And you have to adjust yourself. And how you adjust yourself, where if it's man, it's more positioning and rubbing guys off of one another.
Mhm.
When it's zone, that turns into speed. Okay, because
Yeah.
there's no rubbing. Now it's speed. Now you gotta go. Let's go. You only have so much time.
All right, so 2nd and 9 from
double
the
wing.
14. You got 2 receivers at the top, 1 receiver on the bottom. AJ Dillon in the game at running back, and then Musgrave at tight end. Here we go. Ends up kind of taking the sack there.
Okay, one more
and-
time. Now he had Reed quick if he wanted him, which is where he should have went.
So that, I mean, kind of sack kind of puts him back in a bad
See
spot.
right there?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just,
he could have uncorked it. He struggles right now with anticipating. And, I heard quarterback coaches my whole career saying, don't wait for receivers to get open,
I mean,
throw them open.
again,
Throw them open. Now he can uncork that right there.
well, I don't know. So again, the part I don't know, Chew, is what the reads are, right? But it looks like to me, yes, you've got a little window
Well, go
there.
back and let me see his eyes. I can tell you where number 1 is.
He's working on another shotgun here.
All right.
So he's kind of, looks like to me, he's kind of looking at, I don't know, this linebacker here, or if he's trying to take a
think
look
he's
at
just
where
trying
the
to put them
safeties, where the safeties going. Harrison Smith is kind of at the bottom
Yeah.
here with Christian Watson. He's kind of looking to that left.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I want to see what the.
Stayed left and then just kind of ate it. Musgrave was open. To me, Musgrave was open if you throw it.
Yeah, but I
On
think it's
time.
Reed to the right. He's working himself from right to left. And maybe he is looking left. All right, run back one more time. I just don't like the route concepts. There's no rhyme or reason to them,
Yeah. So I'll just start all the way back at the beginning. So he's looking left here clearly. Watson looks like he's running some sort of in-breaking route. It's a quick out there on the bottom from Musgrave.
But let me just give you a quick coaching point. And what I would say is like, why is Watson so tight? Because you're constricting that window. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not a great route because if you look where he starts breaking down in his route, watch where he starts breaking down. And this is all coaching points. This is like, look at, I guess it's not as bad as I thought, but if he's out wider, then you're removing yourself from all that crap on the inside. And there's no benefit to him being tight to Musgrave. Now, the one thing I'd say to Musgrave is watch us how he goes up the field here. You don't go up the field. Don't go up the field because that takes longer to get there. You're a secondary route. Your job is to get your defender out of there as quick as possible.
Which is
he should be on the line right now coming out because then that's going to pull his defender out of there. If Watson is wider outside of the number, look at that window now on the inside.
Yeah, it's a big window.
It's a big window. It's much more inviting to throw there. Now, this is where I go back to you're not scheming anyone open. Watson has to beat that guy. That's not a good route.
Yeah, and he just kind of breaks.
Just lazy. Look at his shoulders turn. Look at his. I know I'm being so technical here, but this is what they have to learn.
But that's what this is about.
How his shoulders are turning before he's even into his cut. Go back and watch that one more time. Watch his shoulders. See, right now he wants to make that defender think he's running a post. See how his shoulders are turned before he's planting that outside foot and putting it in the ground? That's a tell.
Yeah.
Defenders are smart.
They have to be.
You know, they're smart. You think he's turning his shoulders to the inside? He's going to go to the corner? But those are the little coaching points that these guys, and I know they're young, need to be coached up on. But we need to start seeing this team get better, and this is a reason why they're not getting better.
Well, hopefully we have more positive plays to talk about. We hope you enjoyed this week's All 22, breaking down some of the 5 plays we thought were important in the Packers-Vikings game.